Reuel, thanks for coming on.
Cheers.
How long have you been with us at Athletes Authority?
7 months.
7 months. And what sport are you playing?
I play soccer.
All right. You're actually coming to the end of your time at Athletes Authority. What are you up to?
I'm actually just going to go home back to Malaysia because I've been offered a contract club there. But I'm also trying to chase a better club.
All right. Keeping your options open and heading back. That's really good. When you first started with us, why did you come here? Why did you make the change from the gym that you were at?
My main intention was to get faster and to get to be more injury free because I was getting injured a lot and I was training.
What sort of injuries?
Heavy weights, but some just overuse injuries and like a lot of knee injuries.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been lifting really heavy weights, but it wasn't translating to the field. I wasn't getting faster.
Okay.
So I thought I should make that change.
Okay. When you first came here, what caught you as being different? Were there any main differences from the training that you had been doing in your gym to this one?
I feel like the attention to detail, everything was really planned out. My loads were managed, I had deload weeks, I had, my programs were changed often so I wouldn't plateau, and I liked that we had lots of tests because I could see my progress quantified on a piece of paper.
Yeah. Speaking of testing, you had a pretty big breakthrough this morning. What happened there?
My 5-10 meters, my 5-10, 15 meters split times all improved, and especially my 5-10 meters because we've been working a lot of acceleration and most of my 5 meter times were under a second, which to me was a really big improvement.
Yeah. So we tested a couple of times early in the piece, and you were unable to break that 1 second barrier for the 5 meter. And I think it was a 2.45 or something like that over the 15. And this morning you were consistently under 1 second for that 5. And what was it? A 2.336 or something like that. So
15.
Yeah, it was really good considering that also you're about 3 kilos heavier than you were with muscle. Absolute strength is up, relative strength is up, so it's well done. It's a testament to your commitment, basically, because it's really quite a hard thing to make someone who's already pretty fast even faster. So good job with that. Talk to us a little bit more about the facility and about the program. How have you found the athlete development program over this time?
So compared to what I used to do, there's less. I do less here, but I get more result, which was a really big thing for me. In terms of facilities, there are a lot of. There are a lot of.
Well, what have you been using?
I really I like the light gates. That was really good.
Okay.
Light gates to check my speed. The different force weights to measure my height on my jump, my RSI, my force output.
Which are some things that we've been using as a bit of a proxy as we go through, a bit of a yardstick to compare as part of your programming. Yep.
And I also like the, that's about it really.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's really about it. I like the technology, it's really cool, it's really different.
Yeah.
It's probably the biggest thing for me that I noticed. There was really a big difference because I could finally see what I was actually doing and not just increasing weights but not really seeing the bigger picture of my speed or my force output. So
yeah. How did you find the format of the athlete development program, training with athletes of different sports and things like that? Was it a detriment, or do you think that it was beneficial to see different athletes and working with them? Or?
I think it was definitely beneficial because, well, we weren't in the same sport. There's a little, all athletes like to compete.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, look, this guy's doing this much. I should push myself to go a bit harder.
Yeah.
Or, oh, look how fast the person's going. I can push myself a bit more. And it's also a bit of like camaraderie where we kind of push each other and motivate each other. And I really like that.
Yeah.
It's better than training myself.
Yeah, for sure. What are some things that are there any things that you've learnt that you're going to take with you in your training from here?
Well, I think definitely the idea that less is more, and to understand how, I guess, periodization and rest affects performance, and that's probably the biggest thing because I used to just train heaps and think that training heaps would mean more improvement. But clearly that's not the case.
Yeah,
so
that's really good. Would you have any advice or any message for a fellow footballer who may not have had experience with structured strength and conditioning so far, as soccer isn't really a sport that is based a lot off the strength and conditioning principles that you've been a part of?
Well, I would say that if you want to go fun sport, if you want to stay injury free, if you want to be at the top of your level and to be performing week in, week out at your best, this is something you should really consider, because it's helped me personally get faster, and I've noticed it in the field just in a short time of 6-7 months.
Yeah.
And I feel it's something every soccer player should do.
I remember you mentioned you were really happy you came in one day and you mentioned that people had noticed on the field,
Yeah.
and you were getting feedback from your coaches and teammates that you were looking faster.
Yeah, that was really good. It was really good. It was just positive reinforcement that I was doing the right thing, and my hard work had paid off. So I was really, really happy with that. Yeah.
You said that you had less injuries this year. What were the frequencies of your injuries? Did you miss any games last year? And how does that compare to this season that we've just gone through?
Okay, so since the age of 14, 15, I've had a pretty massive injury every year. So when I was 15, I didn't score a bit of my LCL. When I was 16, I fractured my right ankle. When I was 17, I did my MCL. So I've had a lot of injuries just based off muscle imbalances and just overuse and fatigue. But since training at AA, even though I was injured for the first part of it, I've gone through the season uninjured. Usually around time of November, December, I usually get injured. Like last year I had a quad strain, but right now, November, December, this is the best I've ever been in my entire life. I'm the strongest I've ever been, fastest I've ever been, fittest I've ever been, and I'm 3 kilos heavier. So I think, I could definitely see a massive difference in terms of being injury-free now compared to where I was 3 years ago.
So you feel like you're fairly well prepared to take the next step back in Malaysia?
Definitely.
Excellent. What more can you